Donald Trump is getting a rude awakening from all places in Florida. Yes, what's become a ruby red state in Florida, they are livid and pissed at Donald Trump. They're looking at double-digit increases on insurance, home insurance, car insurance, double-digit increases in utility bills, and all their politicians want to talk about is, woke this, woke that, this bathroom, that bathroom. Let me show you what's going down in Florida, Central Florida, Southern Florida. Let's take a look right here. As a result of this government shutdown, we're seeing food pantries surging in need as people in Florida are going starving in the United States as a result of this Trump regime. Here, play this clip.
I'm your Osceola County community correspondent, Laverne McGee in Kissimmee, at a food pantry where they have everything from beans and cereal and also soup. And they say the demand is so great right now, especially now that we're seeing government workers who are not sure whether or not they're going to get paid.
I don't have no milk in my house and cereal. I'm like, it's touching me. It's touching me right now. I'm so sorry.
Service technician Laudelino Morales has been out of work for weeks. As he looks for a job, the food bank at the Church and Community Assistance Program is a lifeline.
It's really tough right now in these days, especially, like I said, the holidays around the corner. You know, you don't know if you're going to have Thanksgiving or not.
As the food bank works to keep Morales and his family fed, it's preparing for even more hungry mouths to feed. Government workers who will miss their first paycheck this week.
I'm talking about police officers. I'm talking about government people, teachers.
Olga Gonzalez is the former mayor of Kissimmee. She founded this nonprofit back in 1999.
This shutdown, I don't think it was called for, because they know people are hurting because of this shutdown.
Across the state, there are nearly 95,000 federal workers who've been furloughed or are working without pay. As bills pile up, Olga hopes the food bank can help bridge the gap.
And it's not a handout, it's a hand up. So I let people know, don't feel bad because you're coming to get a box of food. You need to survive, and we're here to help you survive.
It really hurts. It really hits down. But, you know, we got to thank you, Jesus, and keep forward.
Your Osceola County community correspondent, Laverne McGee, News 6.
And, you know, people who are going to grocery stores, people who are out there buying things, if they can afford them even, are saying, as a result of Donald Trump's tariffs, prices have increased dramatically. Watch this report right here. Let's play it.
I'm Stephanie Rodriguez reporting in Seminole County. There are signs that the most recent tariffs put into place on imported goods could lead to a rise in costs at the grocery store on some of your favorite items like canned goods, fruits, and coffee.
Okay, and I can tell you the prices have gone up.
Gail Kent tells me she's noticed a steep increase at checkout.
Like I just got Parmesan cheese. It was $12.99 and now it's $16.99.
And she's not the only one seeing the rise, as the high cost of groceries is straining many people's wallets. A recent poll shows 53% of Americans say grocery costs were a, quote, major stress.
Well, I think it's really sad for people who really can't afford it.
And it could continue to impact consumers, as economists warn the latest round of tariffs might drive up prices even further. Some imports coming from Brazil will now face a 50% tariff, which means we'll likely see.
Hello guys, welcome to yet another episode. Thank you for the support. And today guys, we are back with yet another episode of MAGA voters reaction, so in Florida. And I really want to give my view and my opinion and explain some things so that you guys can understand. And I would really love for you to give your opinions on the comment section, and as usual, kindly be respectful. Yes, so some Florida residents, including a small but visible number of Trump and MAGA voters, are expressing anger and frustrations as people leave the state. But this is not just mass political exodus. So why they are leaving is because of the high cost of housing, and then we have the rising insurance debts, and then we have the inflation, the frustrating climate conditions, and such things. It's not about politics alone. Yes, that is what most people don't really understand. It's not about politics alone. So the MAGA voters' reaction is Trump voters or even supporters are upset that people are moving away and feel Florida's MAGA identity is being blamed. Others are frustrated that economic conditions did not improved as expected, of course. Yeah, so so now the reality check is Florida is still gaining population overall, even though the certain cities and counties are seeing more people move out. It is really noticeable. And bottom line of all of this, they claim that the Americans are freeing from Florida because it went full MAGA. Yes, is overstated. Yes, in quotes. So economic pressure and cost of living are the primary drivers, with politics intensifying emotions but not leading the trend. Yeah, so Florida's political shift towards MAGA has intensified emotions, but it's not the primary reason people are leaving. While some Trump voters are really hungry and feel blamed for the state's direction migration trend, show that economic strain, housing affordability, and insurance cost and climate concerns are driving decisions across party lines. So Florida remains a destination for many Americans, yet the growing frustration highlights a deeper issue. Culture war politics are colliding with real-world economic pressure, and also voters on all sides are feeling the consequences. Yeah, so guys, I think the summary gives the direction, and I don't know if you guys have something to add on the comment section. So let's watch the clips and maybe we could get something out of that. Yeah, so stay respectful, guys.
I no longer want to live in Florida, so I'm doing the thing I think a lot of Floridians want to do right now. At least the normal ones who were here before 2020. We are packing up and we are going to say goodbye. I am tired. I'm tired of suddenly looking like Californian with a bank account that is completely drained. I'm tired of being scared of actual road rage because the stress is getting to people. I'm tired of the quiet places suddenly filling with city. And I'm tired of not being able to spend the time I want with my girls with joy on my face. Now trust me, I've moved enough in my life to know that stress doesn't just disappear, but I do believe if you can't fix something and you know that, then you should keep trying something else. So we are picking up and we're going to the Midwest, downsizing everything, moving to an apartment. I literally cannot wait. I don't think a lot of Floridians want to say it, but I think people are thinking it. My husband has a job secured and I'm hoping to just work part-time so that I can raise the girls the way that they need to be raised. And I welcome you to follow us along for the journey to see if leaving Florida was actually worth it, because we're ready to say goodbye.
Florida is becoming impossible to live in, and I swear it's being done on purpose. And they're especially making homeownership so difficult. With the interest rates being as high as they are, we are also battling insurance prices being sky high, and people are completely priced out of homes that they could have bought 2 years ago or even last year. I have a friend that's selling her home because her insurance has increased over $10,000 in 1 calendar year with absolutely no claims. Car insurance continues to be high, and that's coming from somebody with a perfect driving record, no accidents. For the months of January and February, my electricity bill was over $250 for a 1,000-square-foot condo, and I am not even running the heat when I'm not home. Even if you can't afford to buy a home, going into a rental is absolutely insane right now. I am currently looking for a new place to live. I pay $2,200 a month for that 1,000-square-foot condo, and my rent is increasing to $2,300 unless I find a new place. Insane. And unfortunately, I'm stuck because there's no options in my kids' school zone that is in my price point. And the last thing that I want to talk about is the job market. I don't know if all these businesses took out PPP loans and they're just posting jobs for the heck of it to get the government off of their back or what. But I think this job market, at least in my area, and I mean, I've even for shits and giggles applied to jobs that I am overqualified for or my qualifications exactly match in other areas, and I am just not hearing back. I apply for anywhere from 3 to 5 jobs per day, any pay range. I don't care. Any qualification, entry level. I will compete with anybody just to get myself into a stable position and get myself into the door. I do have a job. I am working retail right now, but it is not paying the bills, which really sucks because I do have a lot of fun at the job. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I think the reason why Florida is so difficult to live in right now is because of the way they handled COVID. And I'm not talking policies. I'm talking the powers that be. Because we were thriving during COVID. Everything was fine. Job market was great. Everything was just flowing as if nothing happened and the rest of the country is struggling. I don't know, man. I'm over it.
People are leaving Florida in numbers, like packing up their yours, selling their houses and saying, I'm done. And the reason
Over the last few years, everything has gotten more expensive, from the cost of groceries to the cost of housing.
Last year, Canadians made over 20 million visits to the U.S. and spent more than $20 billion here. But this year, many are not coming to America.
So it looks like some Florida beach community businesses are struggling with a lack of summer tourism. And it looks like they can't seem to figure out why.
For us either. I don't know if it's the hurricane, the economy, a mix of the two, but we've definitely been, everybody around here that I spoke to spent down about 30%.
But, I have a couple of ideas as to why this is possibly happening. I'm going to venture a guess and say that it has something to do with what happened back in November of 2024. I mean, our Canadian neighbors from the north are cutting back on traveling to the U.S. And even other international visitors are cutting back on traveling to the U.S. because of political tensions. And it looks like spending from international visitors is looking to drop by $8.5 billion this year, as estimates show. Also, people have less disposable income because of rising cost of food, as well as bills and everything.
Tourists are avoiding Florida like it has emotional herpes. Florida tourism is down, beach businesses are dying, and the people are somehow surprised about it. Come to Florida, where the sun burns your skin and the governor burns your identity. It's so politically toxic that even the alligators are switching parties. DeSantis is out here turning Florida into a family-friendly dictatorship. It's like North Korea with Margaritaville decor. He's out here banning books, attacking drag queens, and starting a fight with Mickey Mouse like he's the final boss of the woke Olympics. The man literally lost a fight with Disney. That's like getting beaten up by a piñata. Tourism in Florida has dropped harder than DeSantis' presidential campaign. You remember that? Blink and you missed it. It was like watching a wet sock run for office. The beach bars are empty. Even the piña coladas are asking, is it because I'm fruity? You know things are bad when even retired boomers are thinking of packing up and moving back to New Jersey.
If illegal immigrants, undocumented, unregistered illegal immigrants in the state of Florida were stealing U.S. jobs, and that the only reason why U.S. citizens couldn't get a job anymore is because of all these illegal immigrants that are criminals, why is it that a month later, after one of the biggest raids on construction sites in Florida happened, why is it most of those jobs are still vacant? Why is it that a bunch of U.S. citizens didn't run to start taking on all of those jobs that now became free because all of the illegal immigrants that are supposedly criminals are detained or have been deported out of the state and the country? I'm just wondering. I mean, I don't want to apply logic and reason when it seems to be in scarce supply here. But what I know is that apparently this administration and this governor of Florida has preached this whole big narrative that we need to get rid of the illegal immigrants because they're criminals. But yet the stats that are coming back now show that less than 30% of the immigrants that were detained or in detainment right now at ICE facilities or have been deported out of the country don't even have a criminal record. So you're detaining people on the pretenses they might cause a crime. That's fine because we've got an actual felon in the White House, but yet nobody has a problem with that.
Florida beaches are empty because racism don't pay the bills. Now those beaches and businesses are empty in Florida, and the business owners are scratching their head. They're like, I don't understand what's happening and why this is going on. This is what happens when you build your entire platform on bigotry and fear. When you spend years attacking immigrants.
Has anybody else moved to Florida and then within a couple months wanted to immediately get the hell out of Florida, or is it just me? My husband and I moved back to Florida a couple months ago after living in Colorado for a couple years, and oh my God, we completely forgot how much it sucks here. The weather is so bipolar. It's 90 degrees every single morning. By 12 o'clock, you have full thunderstorms, and by 7 p.m., there's a whole mosquito apocalypse attacking you. Everything is either a lizard or trying to eat you, and don't even get me started on the traffic. It has gotten so bad here, I have no idea why everybody's moving here. If I find one more snake in my backyard, I am packing up our whole house and we're going back to Colorado. This shit is absolutely insane. absolutely insane. I hate it here.
Americans are moving down to Florida and are instantly regretting it after weeks, sometimes even months. But in as a whole, guys, there's many different factors as to why. You got the crazy weather, you got all this traffic, you got so many different opportunities. You also got the political scale. Florida is one of the most populated areas when we talk about MAGA within the entire country. That's just the reality of it. I'm not saying that that's the reason why they are. We need a little bit more context, but just in general, people are buying homes and instantly regretting it. I got more videos in here that are going to blow your mind. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. All my Floridians, all my Florida residents, let me know in the comment section below, what is it like in Florida? I'm going to say this. Florida is a great vacation. It is an amazing vacation spot. I love going out to beautiful beaches, beautiful cities. But would I ever live there? I don't necessarily know, would I do that? And that's nothing against you guys. But let's get to the rest of the video.
Nobody tells you that living in Florida means you're trapped in your house for half the year. I am suffering. I'm waking up at 4 a.m. parched every night, dehydrated from the heat that I didn't even go outside in. I'm cranking the AC 24/7, and that electric bill is a mini heart attack every month. But there's nothing to do here. Unless you're drinking or spending money, all we have are bars with $8 beers and old men ranting about politics. That's a hard pass from me. The one trendy and aesthetic coffee shop is 25 minutes away by car, $8 for a latte, and it closes at 2. Even going to lunch now is $16 for a Cuban sandwich, and it used to be double the size. So what can I do? I can scroll on the couch every day, all day. I swear, this isn't living. This is just surviving, and it is only getting worse. I grew up here. I've been here my entire life. I remember 4th of July barbecues, taking the boat to the sandbar, sitting on the back porch at night, watching the beautiful Florida sunset until the mosquitoes kicked in. All of that sounds awful now. Maybe I changed, okay? Maybe I lost my heat tolerance, but I know I'm not the only one. I'm just so bored, and I live in a city, so what now?
Yeah, and that's a different perspective from it, guys. And I'm not saying every single person that's moving down to Florida is, trying to move out instantly, right? But as a whole, you got many different stories around the world where people are talking about this right now. And I'm going to say this at the end of the day, it depends on the type of person you are. Are you a relaxer type of person? You like to sit on the beach and, watch the sunset every single day? Are you a party person? Are you a Disney person? Are you just a go out to eat, go shopping type of person? It depends on the type of person you are, because when we talk about Florida weather, guys, every single day there's some kind of rain, there's some kind of storm coming. It just totally depends on the person. That's it.
All right, I've been back in Florida for a couple weeks, partially for work, partially for vacation, and I have been rather aggressively reminded exactly why I moved away in the first place. And don't get me wrong, aesthetically, Florida is gorgeous, okay? I grew up in Kentucky, so Florida, especially near the coast, is a giant step up from what I grew up in. But, come here. No, a little closer. The people, the people suck. The people suck so bad. I hate it. People here are terrible. They have the attention span of a squirrel and the IQ of a wet sock, okay? Good luck dealing with that.
Yo, he nailed it. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's on to something. I didn't want to be the one to say it, but I mean, genuinely, especially when we talk about the people when you're within traffic. We're not even talking about from the political scale, the MAGA. We're not even talking about that perspective, because that's a whole different perspective. It's just different. It's very different. It's all I'm gonna say.
3 reasons why I'm getting out of Florida and moving back to my hometown. I know all you locals are excited to see me leave. Reason number 1 being my family. Fortunately, unfortunately, my family squats in Pennsylvania. That's just where they're at, so can't do too much about that. Number 2 is the weather. A lot of people move to Florida for the weather, and don't get me wrong, the sunshine is beautiful, the beaches are beautiful. However, I miss the seasons. I explained this a little bit in a previous video about taking an animal out of its habitat. That's kind of the best way to explain how I feel when it comes to the weather here. Reason number 3, Florida people are crazy. But locals, don't you worry, cause I might become a snowbird.
Now, this is the second creator that said, you know, the people are crazy. I'm not coming on this video to say that Florida people are crazy. I'm just talking about my experience. When I'm driving, guys, and I'm on the roads, the speed limit is no less than 90 miles an hour. And if you go in 90, you know, you gonna get ran off the road. They're gonna be right there in your back bumper right there, in your license plate, about to run you off the road, guys. I'm just talking about just driving, and that's one perspective. I go to Florida every single year. I love the state. I love this, you know, the beaches. I love everything. I'm just saying it is a very different type of people. I don't know. And it's not every single Florida resident.
I'm the girl who moved to Florida 5 years ago and swore I would never move back to my hometown. Joke's on me, because I'm moving back to my hometown in 19 days. So come along with me on the journey. I'm gonna film a little video every day until we get there.
So our Airbnb guest got here and canceled within 5 minutes and just left. So there was no way that she could stay somewhere like this because she saw this. And she got in her car and drove away and left.
I wouldn't either.
Until we were sad.
Reasonable.
Well, bless your little Christian heart, outskirts of heaven. Here you are thinking that if you flew a Trump flag outside of your Airbnb property, that would bring you guests and not judgment. But baby, those are no longer any kind of welcome signs. Those are warning labels at this point. Trump flags in 2025 are the new Confederate flags back in the 1990s. You know, that same flag that screams we lost the war, but we're still racists. The one that screams no LGBTQI allowed unless you're Republican and closeted. And if your pronouns aren't yes, sir, or no, sir, then you best keep on driving.
He nailed it, guys. And I'm going to say this right now. Let's go back to this photo right here. If I see anything like this at any kind of Airbnb, I don't care where it is. It looks like they got a nice little farmland, nice little property, you know, that they can stay on. But seriously, if I see this at any point, I am not staying there. That's just the reality. And like he said, it reminds me of the Confederate flags that I see, you know, down here in the South. I'm just being honest. Shout out to the, you know, the Airbnb guests, because at the end of the day, come on, you know, if you know for a fact that what is going on within the country and you know how people feel about this and you're in a business, it kind of reminds me of like Target, like what Target did with the DEI thing when they rolled that back, guys. If you know what kind of business you're in, why would you self-sabotage yourself with something like this? It blows my mind. But you let me know what you think about this video. Are Florida people really moving out right now? I don't know. I mean, you got the craziness going on with politics and everything. I'm just talking about from a, you know, a Florida residence basis. But at the same time, the politics portion of it is a very important part of it. It's a lot of crazy things going on right now in the world. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. I will see you next video. We out. Let's go.
Trump still speaking?
Yeah.
You guys leaving early? You guys leaving early?
Yeah.
Taking off? Hey, you guys leaving early?
Yeah.
All right. Leaving the rally early?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys leaving early?
Yeah.
You guys leaving early?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys taking off a little bit early?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys leaving?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why'd you decide to leave early?
I've heard it before.
I no longer want to live in Florida, so I'm doing the thing I think a lot of Floridians want to do right now. At least the normal ones who were here before 2020. We are packing up and we are going to say goodbye. I am tired. I'm tired of suddenly looking like Californian with a bank account that is completely drained. I'm tired of being scared of actual road rage because the stress is getting to people. I'm tired of the quiet places suddenly filling with city. And I'm tired of not being able to spend the time I want with my girls with joy on my face. Now trust me, I've moved enough in my life to know that stress doesn't just disappear, but I do believe if you can't fix something and you know that, then you should keep trying something else. So we are picking up and we're going to the Midwest, downsizing everything, moving to an apartment. I literally cannot wait. I don't think a lot of Floridians want to say it, but I think people are thinking it. My husband has a job secured and I'm hoping to just work part-time so that I can raise the girls the way that they need to be raised. And I welcome you to follow us along for the journey to see if leaving Florida was actually worth it, because we're ready to say goodbye.
Florida is becoming impossible to live in, and I swear it's being done on purpose. And they're especially making homeownership so difficult. With the interest rates being as high as they are, we are also battling insurance prices being sky high, and people are completely priced out of homes that they could have bought 2 years ago or even last year. I have a friend that's selling her home because her insurance has increased over $10,000 in one calendar year with absolutely no claims. Car insurance continues to be high, and that's coming from somebody with a perfect driving record, no accidents. For the months of January and February, my electricity bill was over $250 for a 1,000-square-foot condo, and I am not even running the heat when I'm not home. Even if you can't afford to buy a home, going into a rental is absolutely insane right now. I am currently looking for a new place to live. I pay $2,200 a month for that 1,000-square-foot condo, and my rent is increasing to $2,300 unless I find a new place. Insane. And unfortunately, I'm stuck because there's no options in my kids' school zone that is in my price point. And the last thing that I want to talk about is the job market. I don't know if all these businesses took out PPP loans and they're just posting jobs for the heck of it to get the government off of their back or what. But I think this job market, at least in my area, and I mean, I've even for shits and giggles applied to jobs that I am overqualified for or my qualifications exactly match in other areas, and I am just not hearing back. I apply for anywhere from 3 to 5 jobs per day, any pay range. I don't care, any qualification, entry level. I will compete with anybody just to get myself into a stable position and get myself into the door. I do have a job. I am working retail right now, but it is not paying the bills, which really sucks because I do have a lot of fun at the job. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I think the reason why Florida is so difficult to live in right now is because of the way they handled COVID. And I'm not talking policies. I'm talking the powers that be. Because we were thriving during COVID. Everything was fine. Job market was great. Everything was just flowing as if nothing happened and the rest of the country is struggling. I don't know, man. I'm over it.
People are leaving Florida in numbers, like packing up their yours, selling their houses and saying, I'm done.
Well, that is it about the MAGA voters' reaction. So tell me what you think on the comment section, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.